Hello, ninth grade learners, and welcome back to your instructional launch for week 14, the Fact or Fiction project. I want you to remember that the first project, Defining Self, was due on November 1st. That's almost a month ago. Don't miss the boat. That ship has sailed on. You should finish that up or hurry up to catch it so that you can move on to the next project. Our next project is Fact versus Fiction, a textual analysis. There are two fictional stories that you could read and two non-fictional stories that you could read. One that might be very familiar. You will find these readings in the About page in your English 9 Google Classroom. Here's the first two for fiction. It's this one, The Adventures of the Christmas Pudding. It's very short. And the second one is A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. The next two readings are very short. One of them is a speech by Carol Dweck. It's her TED Talk about the power of believing that you can improve. And the last one is about social media. Are teens hooked on social media? You're going to use these four readings to compare fact and fiction. So you'll be creating at the end of this a letter to the educator. We're not going to do the academic controversy. We really are very limited when it comes to doing Socratic seminars, but this is what our end project is going to be, a letter to the educator based on the learning that you did through this project. What would you recommend or not recommend that learners study in ninth grade? So to do this, we're going to go to the checkpoint to identify the theme and selecting evidence in fiction. Okay, there's a nice template in there about evidence in fiction. The topic, the first one is probably the Christmas pudding, and the second one, A Christmas Carol. You're going to discuss what the supporting details are and what's the theme. If you don't remember what theme is, if you go over here to the side, you'll see that there is a pre-assessment and a workshop. Workshops usually mean PowerPoints. The next thing to submit is an outline. You're going to find in Summit there is a lot of outlines before you submit a final essay. And if you're having trouble with this, again, go over here to the right-hand side and look at the resources. Okay. The third checkpoint, the central idea and selecting evidence for nonfiction. So this is for your two nonfictions that you're reading. The one on social media and the one on Carol Dweck. Okay. And then we're going to start a letter outline. And remember, you are creating a letter. So what does a letter look like? Well, it should have a greeting. And if you don't know, over on the right-hand side for resources, here is a model of a letter. How a letter should look with a greeting. This is something you probably learned in 4th or 5th grade, how to write a letter. Well, this is a business letter about what you believe educators should have 9th graders do. So there you have it. You have 4 readings, 2 fiction, 2 nonfiction, and you're going to write a letter to an educator of what should a 9th grader be reading in an English class. Remember that this project is due on December 21st. That's less than a month away. So it's a good idea to finish up that first project if you haven't, so that you can get started right away on the second project that's due in less than a month. Don't let this snowball on you. Have a good week.